Hello, investors. This is the weekly update on Bitcoin. Today we will see our base case that we have on Bitcoin. So mainly is based on this schematic that we have here. So for the new people in the channel, basically we are completing this part of the bear market that we have here. But basically we have two tops in here, the tops are in here also, a macro bottom, this macro bottoms, price section here, an ABC correction. You have here the ABC correction also. Look, this price action is similar to this one. And finally, we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 impulse wave. And we have it here, but it's a very narrow 1 to 3 profile. And that marks our top, okay? But now we are heading to the downside, and our base case is that we are exactly in this area, in this lower low. So the base case is that we will have a bounce and then a big drop. So we're expecting a bounce and then a big drop. If you look closely, I already moved the target to the 45K region because I will dive deep into this. The new case is that we have this fractal in here that represents exactly this drop from the top to what we think about it will be the next lower high, and then if I project it, it will be to the 45 region, and the bottom expecting to July 20 around that date. Okay, and that's the base case at the moment. We can see here, if I zoom in, the bounce that we already have. Maybe we can reach the 80K region and then the drop. So that's the base case. I will zoom out so you can take a look. Well, we have here, you also can see in the schematic that from that top to this bottom, it's a similar length to this top to this bottom. So that's the base case in here. And a second thoughts on this by show you the other Bitcoin. I will dive deep into this. You only see the matrix line indicator. We are in gray, but we are crossing the moving average. So we are expecting to turn red maybe some weeks, but the bounce is part of the base case. If you look closely in the other cycle, when we have the cross on the matrix line, we have the big drop. One of the big drops, and once we are in red, we are already in the price, the very bottom price, that is a very good price to enter. This was the very bottom, but once we are in red, we are nearly the bottom. Okay. Also, in the last cycle, I can take a look at the matrix line. When we cross, we have the big drop, and that formed the bottom at that time. But now we have red here. When we have red, we can actually enter the market here because is a very good price to enter. And that's the base case at the moment. So going back to what we have now, we are expecting that red area for the matrix line and the forming at the bottom. But we expect that bounce to the 80s and then the big drop. And also that is something that you have to be aware of it because it plays out. If this plays out, it would play out in MicroStrategy and Metaplanet too. So that's the base case. If you like this video, like, subscribe, and I see you on the next one.